Hi guys, I'm Dimension Jump and today we're doing my top 5 things that I would like to see or make an appearance in Breath of the Wild 2. Now Breath of the Wild is far off in the future, and we don't know that much about what's going to happen or be in the game. The only things we know is that Gandalf is making a return and that Zelda has a haircut, so two things that I think are quite cool. So for this list, I've just been going over some things that I would quite like to see or make an appearance or have some sort of feature in the Breath of the Wild sequel. So for number 5 is time travel. Now this is probably the least likely to make an appearance in the game because I think of how it's placed and I feel like time travel probably doesn't suit Breath of the Wild or its sequel in the long run, but it will be an interesting concept to bring into the sequel because if they do bring in time travel into the sequel, I would like to see how they have, Hyrule as it's now, back when it's in its prime before the calamity happened, or they could have time travel in certain places, and you can only do certain tasks there. So kind of like how Ocarina of Time and Skyward Sword does it. So how in Ocarina of Time you got the Song of Storms from the Windmill guy, and then you went back in time to give it to the Windmill guy, and then in Skyward Sword how you planted the seed, the giving life seed thing in the past, and then going through the gate of time and going into the future to see if there's a tree. One of those two concepts I would like to see. And if they also for my first idea for the time travel, if they do go back 100 years, I would like to see Link interacting with the champions, and saying talking to them about how they're feeling, doing some quests or side quests. That would be quite cool. For number 4. It's a new form of Ganondorf, design-wise. Because, even though the first time we get to see Ganondorf is this mummified corpse, I think in a previous video I said that I would like to see him become more and more reanimated, coming back to life slowly. And for, when he fully reanimates himself and fully gets back into his power, becomes more powerful, I would like to see him grow in size and a lot of things. If this Ganondorf is what made the calamity, I want to see this Ganondorf as the most powerful looking Ganondorf in any of the games that he appeared in, because I think it'll be quite cool because he'll look menacing and powerful at the same time, because how he's able to do magic. He's able to use a lot of use his swords that he's used throughout the games, and yeah, and I would like to just see him battling Link as probably his Gerudo human form more than his Calamity pig form, because we just had him as Calamity Ganon in the previous game. So we'll like to mainly focus on his human form and see how powerful he can be, and not rely on his malice form that can be seen throughout the games. So yeah, I would like to see a really cool Ganondorf design. For number 3, I would like to see new champions. So in Breath of the Wild you get to see the champions in the memories and after you've defeated each divine beast. And for the sequel, I would like to see the descendants of the champions take up the mantle of the new champions and helm the divine beast and taking down Ganondorf. And I think that'll be a quite interesting sort of thing, because we get to see the new champions and in more detail, and because in the Breath of the Wild, the only time we get to see him is when they're helping us get inside each divine beast. And if they're brought back into the sequel, I would like to see them more developed and helping Link and Zelda out in defeating Ganondorf. So yeah, for number 2, it's new areas to explore. So for this, I would like to see like I would like to see Link traversing Hyrule, but this time he can explore like different sections of the map, so, like new areas he might have not been able to go from the original game, if you know what I mean. And I would like to see like things like dungeons, caves, small like off sections, like sections like places that get like like fairy fountains, fairy fountains, places like fairy fountains, that sort of thing. Like even though we did get like fairy fountains in the original game, I would like to see like the ones kind of like in the Wind Waker, kind of like smaller fairy fountains of how you can like collect fairies, like when in bottles or and I think some areas would help Link out in quite a big way, because you can add so many things in so many new areas, like the fairy fountains, like smaller fairy fountains, like I said earlier, but you can also have ore deposits. You could have places to have different kinds of food that could be growing there. You could have certain people in certain areas, like kind of like how you saw people in stables and in all the different towns and such stuff like that. And I think that'll be kind of like a new and interesting way to see this version of Hyrule. And for number 1, I would like to see the return of Fi, or have Fi make an appearance, because like in the original game, in Breath of the Wild 1, we got to see 2 different cameos, might I say, in 2 different parts of the game. So the first time we got to see a Fi cameo was in the Secret Memory, and this is when, if you collected all of the other memories from the Sheikah Slate and gone to the location that was on the painting on Impa's wall in her house, and it's when Link is like has been badly damaged, and Zelda hears the voice of Fi from the Master Sword, and the second time is when Link has fully upgraded the Master Sword in the Trial of the Sword DLC. And the reason why I want Fi to make a possible return, or return probably like 100%, is because I think there are like theories that are saying that because of Calamity Ganon, the seal that Fi has been watching over was starting to weaken. And if that's true, or even though they're theories, I would like to see Fi make a possible return in the sequel, because if Ganondorf is the main seal, then and if he completely breaks it, that means Fi would make a return or something. That's just my own personal theory, to be passed on to the many other theories within the theories that Breath of the Wild already has and its sequel. So, and I would like to see Fi make a return helping out this Link, because Fi has been with the hero throughout the ages, because she was sealed away in the Master Sword, and she has technically been with every Link throughout each game that has wielded the Master Sword. So, but with this game, I would like to see her return and helping Link out defeat this version of Ganondorf. Even though it's the same Ganondorf, is another version of Ganondorf who's dead or alive or whatever he is. So yeah, I would like to see Fi make a possible return and helping out this new hero. So yeah, so that's been my top 5 things that I'd like to make an appearance in Breath of the Wild 2. I hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.